Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Real Producers Live with Jordan, Rachelle, and today we're going to have Jenica on filling in for Lance. I'm Lyndon Wilson, the creator of The Difference, and I usually pop in first on this show. Jordan gives me an opportunity to talk a little bit about The Difference and what we have worked to create to help small businesses, entrepreneurs, folks in the real estate industry. We wanted to create a network so that we could come online, reach the audiences in the communities that we love and serve, and just share with them a little bit about who we are rather than just always talking about what we do, and help us connect with them, show them that we're just like they are. Our kids go to Little League. We go to church with them. We're involved in the communities. And when we all work together, our communities get stronger. And then we also wanted to be able to show them the type of businesses that they probably want to hire and support within those communities. One of those businesses happens to be Real Producers, and Real Producers is an impact player in the real estate industry, and they do pretty much the same thing. They help people connect with the right people so that we can all do a better job and continue to grow our businesses and serve the people that we are serving. So having said that, I've talked about as much as I can or want to. I'm going to bring in Jordan Espeseth with DFW's Real Producers. Man, what's up?
What's up, Lyndon? I like you called us an impact player, man. I wrote that down. I like that.
You are. I mean, well, that's who we want to connect with, right? We all want to connect with impact players. We want some people that are making things happen, and that's what you guys do.
Yeah. Well, right back at you, man. I appreciate that. And people are probably, this is a little bit of a different background than I normally do, and so I am for the next 5 days at my family's lake cabin here in central Minnesota. It's a balmy 70 degrees out right now. And so hopefully I can bring that temperature back with me when I come back on Monday.
Yeah. I'm jealous because it has been just, you can't even breathe down here. It's so bad.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for the show, man. I'm excited to, we have a little bit of a mix up with, or we're mixing it up. It's not a mix up. We're mixing it up a little bit with having Jenica on taking place. Lance is actually doing some continuing education classes today, so he'll not be on. But it worked out perfectly because we've somewhat introduced Jenica to the community, and she's a huge player on our team, and so I'm excited to have her on with us, and obviously Rachelle. And so it's gonna be a great show, man. I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited too. And I know Jenica, of course, I get to work with her a lot, and I get somewhat of as far as this show goes, I get a lot of behind the scenes views on what you guys are doing and how hard you work. And man, Jordan, you put together a crazy good team of hard workers. And I mean, I have to run to keep up with you guys. I really do. I mean, it's just like, man, y'all are on it all the time. I'm like, do y'all ever sleep?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit on the show today about the power of connection and which is everything that Real Producers and The Difference is about is making powerful strategic connections. And a top 500 agent, Heidi Marsh, we had her on the last show that I was doing. She connected me with Rachelle. That one connection also connected us with Jenica. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that on the show today. But, I'm blessed that with the network that I'm in was able to introduce me to people that, the team fell into my lap more than, I think I made a good choice on who I chose to hire. But if it wasn't for the connections through the community that we have, wouldn't have had those people come into my world. And so it's amazing what one powerful, strong connection, what that can do.
It's funny you said that because when y'all were talking before the show started and you were talking about connections, we all hear all the time about things on Instagram and YouTube going viral, right? And I wrote down viral connections because that's what we want. We want this connection to lead to that connection and that connection. And that's the power of connecting. So
100%. And the people that are in the Real Producers community, the best businesses, best agents, some of the most well-connected people on the planet. The power of one connection can go a long way, man. And let's get these two. So let's start with let me see, Inny, Minnie, Miny, Mo. We're gonna go with Rachelle. Why don't you bring Rachelle on again? She's my right-hand lady. Could not be doing what we're doing without her. So Rachelle, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be back on. It feels like it's been a while. Did we even have a group show last month?
Gosh, I don't know.
So much happens in one time. I have to even think, when was the last time we were on? It feels like it's been more than a month, but it probably has been a month. But like Lyndon says, there's a lot of work and things that goes on. So it feels like some more time.
We had to be flexible. I know there was some rescheduling and stuff, and that's maybe something we could talk about too. The power of being flexible with your business and everything, because stuff happens, right? People are busy, life happens, and you got to improvise.
Element.
Yeah, totally. Well, Rachelle, I'm going to have you, since you're the connector between me and the next person that we're bringing on. Why don't you do your little intro to little Miss Jenica that we're bringing on here?
Oh, little intro. Oh my goodness. I don't know how it can be little with Jenica and my history going back to high school. But we were actually neighbors. Neighbors back in high school, I believe it was, for a couple of years. Jenica probably has a better memory than me with this. And initially, actually, I was friends with her brother. I was not friends with Jenica. That came a little bit later. But yeah, we go way back, and she's one of those friends that I would say is definitely a lifelong friend, that no matter how much time or distance separates you between talking or seeing each other, it's like when we see each other again over the years, we could just pick up where we last left off. And so we just would always, keep in touch from time to time, reach out to one another. And it's super special, actually. For my 30th birthday, she took me to Australia, where I was born. And so anyways, we just have super, just really special memories, a really special friendship. And around the time that we were looking to add another person to the team, I was in contact with my close friend Jenica, and she was just sharing about just a need for a change in her life and perhaps a new job. And she just came to mind, and I connected you both, as you said, and one thing led to another, and now she's a part of the team. And so needless to say, it's no longer perhaps, weeks or months or even years. We'll check in. We're in contact now every single day, which is pretty awesome. So it's great. I have to pinch myself sometimes, oh my goodness, my close lifelong friend Jenica. We're not just friends anymore. We're coworkers. So,
and I love it.
It's awesome.
You guys work very well together, and it's been fun. It's always nice when you can have friends that you work well with them, and it's been great. Super blessed to have Jenica part of the team. Why don't you come on, Jenica? Come on in here. Say hello. What's
up, Jen? Hi, everybody. Good to be here.
And speaking of time and distance, you are not in, I'm the only one in Texas right now, but you're not in Texas right now, Jen. You are in
London, England.
Yeah.
England.
And rainy London today.
Yeah. I love what Lance calls you, Jenica. He says, Lance, who you all know, calls Jenica our tooth fairy. That when we all wake up here in Texas, a bunch of stuff has been done because she's been working away in the night our time. So it's pretty neat with those work dynamics.
Yes.
Blessing of time zones.
Yeah. Speaking of time zones, I got a text yesterday from PayPal that said, Did you make a transaction at 11 p.m. on yesterday? And it was 5 p.m. And I was like, no, I did not I did not go to the future and make a transaction. And then I realized it was Jenica that 6 hours ahead that had purchased something through my account. And so I was thinking that I was in some weird twilight zone yesterday, but that's the joys of having you being 6 hours ahead of us.
The constant threat of financial fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But I love what you were saying there in the beginning, Jordan, just again, about the power of connection. And that's something when I'm meeting with our community pretty much weekly, just top real estate agents, a part of Dallas and North DFW. It's just truly a strength and a point of value that our RP vetted businesses, that those top agents, a part of this community, have found are those strategic connections. And we talk about, hey, like when you surround yourself with the right people, you never know what's going to happen. And that's the exciting thing. And just the connections that can be made amongst businesses, agents, vice versa. It's just an exciting thing. And again, just thinking back to Heidi Marsh, connecting me with you, Jordan, and then connecting you to Jenica. It's so key that you surround yourself with the right people. And here we are.
Beautiful things happen. I mean, when we look at that, it was like it was October or something last year. I can't remember what the date was. I was always, for the previous 3 years, it was, I had been my only employee. I mean, I had contractors that worked for me. Then I was about to pull the trigger on a hire. The day before I was about to pull the trigger, Heidi Marsh, for some reason, sends me a message and says, hey, if you're looking for someone, I got a great person I think would really work well for you. I don't know if you're looking to hire, just out of the blue, connects me with you. Amazing connection in terms of just knowing the fit for our role, and the community was just there. And, that happened. And then, the connection from you to, hey, we need someone that can help us on so many different things, from admin to eventually meeting with real estate agents and who's a dynamic player that and then you're like, you have to meet Jenica. And then we meet Jenica. And then Jenica is just become such an integral part of the team. And it's so cool that, again, the one connection with Heidi Marsh that led to you, that led to Jenica. And now, Jenica, it's your turn. Who are you going to introduce?
Yeah. Well, I think that goes to what Lyndon said at the beginning of the show. What makes us an impact player? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's what he called us in the real estate community. Real producers as an impact player. Why? Because again, we're this hub, this community of the cream of the crop in real estate, both businesses and agents. And again, when you surround yourself with the right people, things happen. Doors open that wouldn't normally. Collaboration, masterminding, friendship. It's also key to helping take one another to the next level. And so I really think that goes to what Lyndon was saying, which I also like that term, Jordan and Jenica. I think it's really fitting that makes us an impact player in the real estate community. And I have to say also why those top businesses, why those top agents respect us, because it's the real deal. They're used to models and businesses that operate where people are paying money behind closed doors to get in, to get a title. But, with real producers, I'm very proud to say that that's not how we operate. If you're part of this community, it's because you've worked hard. The numbers are there. You're the real deal. And I think that's also a very key part of being an impact player. That it's real, it's genuine. You can know if you're a part of the real producers community, you are surrounding yourself with the best of the best in real estate here.
Yeah, 100%. Speaking of titles, Landon, if you can get our titles up here, our names, that would be awesome. Just, I know Jenica's a new face. I want people to know if they're wondering, if they're just tuning in, who's the new person. But
where's Lance?
Jen, why? Lance looks different today. He's got a different haircut. Jen, why don't you go fill everybody in a little bit, a quick background. I mean, tell us a little bit about just, you and Rachelle grew up together, that whole thing, but you're like a world traveler. You've been in a million different places, which I think you're just a fascinating person to talk to. You've got a lot of knowledge of the world, it feels like. And so fill us in a little bit.
On a trip, talk to this lady.
Thank you.
Yeah. Fill us in, Jen.
I will say firstly that if you are looking for an ego boost or to feel very loved, talk to Jordan or Rachelle, because they will definitely encourage you. My name's Jenica. I am living in the United Kingdom. I've been here for approximately 3 years. And I have a background in business across a lot of different industries. I used to work in New York City in lifestyle and fine dining. That was really fun. Love that part of the world. And Rachelle was my neighbor. She moved in when I was like 14 years old. She's like 6 months younger than me. But at that point in time, I'm sure you remember, age was a very big deal. So I was like, she's too young
I
for
was
me.
friends with your brother. I wasn't friends with you. You were older.
I know, I was too cool for school. So anyways, you and I became friends a little bit.
Let's be real, Jenica. You also did not play road hockey, which,
I didn't.
I was out there playing sports with the boys.
Exactly. So yeah, you were better friends with my brother. And anyways, Rachelle and I ended up developing like a friendship that was quite a surprise to me, because I just didn't think it would become what it was. And over the years, we just continued to reconnect. You were with me for my 21st birthday in Kansas City.
We've done a lot
put on a great party for me. And we've traveled to like 4 or 5 countries together, just kind of sporadically. So it's been amazing.
And we have survived a car crash that literally could have been fatal. So we have history, people.
We have history. Yeah, we have major history. So it's been such a privilege to reconnect with Rachelle in a totally different way and have a new dynamic to our relationship. And the consistency has been so much fun. But I also love working with Jordan. This guy is so cool. I remember I always tell my friends here in London that he's Mr. Confidence. And I just he just has so much enthusiasm and he brings so much life. And I just really enjoy working with Jordan. And I think he has incredible skill sets and charisma.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just he can really back it up. So like behind the face, there's like so much character and so much value, and he really is who he says he is. So big fan, Jordan Espeseth.
I feel like I still blush. Do I look red? I feel like I was blushing a little bit.
Well, we'll just say it's a sunburn, from getting all the sun out there at the lake.
Yeah. Yeah, so Rachelle connected Jordan and I in January, and I had an interview with you, Jordan, and I was like, man, this guy's awesome. Like, it would just be so cool to work with you. And we started out part-time, and pretty quickly it just turned into like more and more and more work. And so Jordan brought me on full-time starting in May. And
well, I'm very proud because you were doing, I think you had 2 other gigs that you were working, and you've been working with them for a while. Then we came in. And I just love that you prioritize real producers over the other.
Yeah.
I'd like to say I have something to do with that. Just kidding.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. It's been, Jenica has been a huge part. I mean, you guys seeing their graphics, you're seeing social media stuff, you're seeing, I mean, she does so much on the back end. We have a virtual assistant in the Philippines that Jenica's the liaison, training her on all those things. And she's now meeting, she's been doing amazing. So now she's front facing and doing meetings with real estate agents and as well. And just, it's exciting to see. I mean, we don't even know yet exactly like the different things that Jenica will or will not be doing moving forward, but we know that
what can Jenica not do? Seriously, what can you not do,
Yes.
Jenica? I've been oh my word, I didn't know my friend had all these skills. He's so talented, but seriously.
Yeah, and I talk to so many people that are people are looking for good work right now. Like it's hard to find good employees and people that are hungry and people that will work hard and I just feel super blessed to have been connected to both of you people because everyone raves. They're like, man, you got a great team. Like, good job over there, Jordan, on hiring. And I'm like, hey, like it's easy when people get brought into your life, and you can. I got a good judge of character, I think, and everything. But I mean, again, having people that are well connected. that can connect you to the right people. And in a time when it's tough to find good work, I feel so blessed that I have a couple of the best out there. And so, as always, love having you guys with us, and it's so good to have Jenica here. Why don't we talk a little bit? Let's transition. Let's make a little pivot, because we got. I think I was counting. Do we have 5 events in August? Is that right? Am I right on that? Or it's maybe 4 and then one in early September. Yeah.
No, it's 5.
Okay. Well,
celebration parties and 2 big events coming up.
Yeah. So we have our next one is 2 weeks. Is it 2 weeks from tomorrow already?
Jenica?
Yes, it sure is.
On track here.
It sure is.
August 12th. I'm going to have Rachelle. Why don't you tell everyone kind of what's going on for that Dallas event that we got coming up here?
Oh, I'm super excited. And speaking of what's coming up at our next Dallas event, it's not a regular Real Producers Dallas event. We're super excited. It's also our charity event where we're supporting DFW's Angels. And just a shout out to Brandy Dosser and Catherine Daves. We're going to have some special guests from Lawyers Title who also have started DFW's Angels. Actually, the Wednesday before that event, they'll be on the podcast. I'm super excited to be speaking with them. They're going to be sharing more about DFW's Angel, an organization that's just huge in supporting the foster care community. And so any proceeds that are raised from that event, which is simply, through cash or Venmo, when our top agents and RP vetted businesses come, you can just give whatever you feel. And that amount will be going to support this incredible organization that just supports the foster care community in a variety of ways. And we are having it at the Frontiers of Flight Museum in Dallas. And oh my goodness, when Jordan and I were there for filming the promo, I'm like, this is cool. Like just the, what was that? The thing that went to Mars. Oh my goodness. Technical terms of space. I'm totally not bent that way, but it was just so neat actually seeing some actual, like an actual spaceship that I think went to Mars. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jordan, that first trip there. Also an actual moon rock and all of these. Like, I love history, and the way they've done the museum is so well done. And TripAdvisor actually says it's within the top 20 places in Dallas that's a must-see to go. And so I'm so excited that we're hosting the event there. We're supporting DFW's Angels. And it's just going to be an incredible time to, of course, reconnect, gather again, celebrate the success, get to, again, know the faces behind the names that you top agents are hearing, and just, who knows, the collaboration, and of course, masterminding connection, like we're talking about at the beginning of the show, that's just going to take place from that event. But also, throughout the night, there's going to be some tours of the museum and where we're holding it as well. There's, just some nice history and just different things to see on that upper balcony. So it's going to be a good time, definitely. If you are a top 500 agent or you're an RP vetted business watching right now, make sure to check your email, your text for your exclusive invite. And if for some reason it's missing, please reach out to one of us. We're going to get that resent to you. You're going to want to mark off August 12th, 5 to 7 p.m. It's going to be, again, an event you're not going to want to miss.
Yeah, I love it. They have everything from the Wright brothers, like the first, whatever that they have a name for it, but the first one that took flight for like 100 yards or feet. Yeah. And then even like a replica of like their shop. Everything from the most modern space travel. It's super cool. Yeah. Like Rachelle said, we'll have tours but yeah, great people are going to be there. I think, who are you going to connect with, right? Who will you connect with?
We're going to have some nice hors d'oeuvres and drinks there as well. And it's going to be a good time. You're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah. And I think I don't know if I got to check now. You're making me second guess. I don't know if it's DFW's Angel. I think it's just DFW Angels, but we have to check on that.
DFW Angels. You are correct. Thank you.
But yeah, so super excited for the Dallas event. We have great event sponsors for the event. Yeah, super, super excited for that one. Going to be very unique. And then our next event for North DFW, which is like a week after, 6 days after, August 18th, that's also a bit of a unique event because we're going to have that one starting at 6 o'clock. We have the Diamond Deck at the Frisco Rough Rider Stadium. And so it's going to be super cool. The game starts at 7. People can stay as long throughout the entire game. The game will probably go till, I don't know, 9:30, 10. But so people can stay. They get to go to the game. We have the Diamond Deck, and this one, again, another charity event. And this one of our partners, Dustin Payne, he's with Farmers Insurance. He started Creek and I always say it wrong. It's a Creek and Timber Legacy. And just a phenomenal organization that provides an outdoor experience and camaraderie for first responders and veterans and children. It's just a really cool. They go hunting and they have all these sweet excursions that they do for just an awesome outdoor experience. And so we're going to be giving the proceeds of that event will be going to Creek and Timber Legacy, and it's going to be unique. It's going to be we haven't done an event quite like this, so it's going to be very cool. Again, the best agents up in North DFW, best businesses, and August 18th.
And we got some awesome sponsors as well. Rick Davis and Flex Media Productions, Scott Peak Photography, our gold sponsors, Dig Foundation Repair, Movement Mortgage. Shout out to Mark Koretsky, Red Dirt Roofing and Construction, Justin Barker, Farmers Bank and Trust, the team there. Incredible sponsors for our North DFW. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention those Dallas real producers, sponsors for the event. Want to do a shout out to Bill Brock with White Rock Films and Jin Kim Studios, your specials, and our gold sponsors, Element Moving and Storage, American Real PM, Willow Bend Mortgage Company, and New View Roofing. Got some incredible sponsors that are sponsoring both of our events.
Yeah, I love, the sponsors are incredible. All of our partners. I forget, across the 3 magazines now, I think we have, close to 100 different partners that we partner with. And just, like we talk about, RP vetted businesses. They're all come recommended to us by the top producing real estate agents. I keep telling people, I've been in print for 3 months with North DFW. I think we've let go of 4 different businesses to
3 years.
Yeah. What'd I say?
Months.
Oh, 3 months.
we got the 3-year anniversary issue here. 3 years. Huge.
Yeah, exactly. And we could not do without the partners. And I was going to say that I believe it's 4 different businesses that we've let go of to date, because we hold a standard. We hold a standard with the people that we partner with. Those businesses are an extension of our brand. And just like the businesses are extension of the realtors brand. And so we make sure that, of course, we have the best producing real estate agents that are part of our platform. We also have the best businesses. And it's a really cool community that we've built. And Jenica, you just disappeared. Where'd you go? Jenica just dipped out.
Storm. It's the storm.
Yeah, it never rains in London.
You guys can bring both of your weather here to Texas. Jordan, your cooler weather there in Minnesota. Jenica, the
super
storm.
rare.
I happen to love rainstorms.
I do too. I really do too.
But I agree with you, Jordan. We do.
Have a good storm.
A fabulous group of RP vetted businesses that, again, when I'm meeting with these top agents, they're certainly impressed that, wow, this group has been put together by my peers in that top 1% to 2%. And I describe it as the pride and joy of the magazine, that RP vetted business list that's at the beginning, because to me, it speaks to me that the mission is happening, that we're a community of connection. There's healthy competition, of course, but more so we're a community of connection and helping one another. And I can't tell you how many top agents I've heard from that have said, we need to help one another, and their heart is just that. And so it's incredible, this list that has been put together by those agents in that top 1% to 2%, saying this business is my secret sauce. I nominate this business if they deserve to be a part of this community. And again, just really neat in both of our 3 territories, seeing this list of RP vetted businesses put together by the top agents. And again, this community of the cream of the crop in real estate here in DFW continuing to form and grow.
And each week we have different businesses and agents that come on. And I know the last couple shows that I did, I'm thinking the last one, I'm looking at my notes right now. We had Brad and Heidi Black with High Performance Restoration, and Heidi Marsh, the connector of Rachelle and I. And I remember, it was great. I mean, some takeaways from them. I know the Blacks, they really kind of talked to us a lot more about solar. They have a solar component now to their business. And it's so cool. There's a lot of misconceptions around solar, but there's so many cool benefits, and there's programs in place right now that make it really smart for people to start putting solar on their homes. And so I loved what they had to say about solar. And if anyone is looking for solar, or someone to add solar to their repertoire, man, talk to the Blacks. But they also, I remember they were talking about just starting a business. They moved, I forget where they moved from, but they moved here not too terribly long ago and started HPR. And they were just expressing the challenges and the grit that it goes into.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm preaching to the choir here, but this community, every agent, every business, that if you start your business, it takes a lot of heart. And it was so cool just to hear people's, and again, with real producers, we get to hear those stories, the genuine challenges, the successes. So it's not just bad, but it's good, the bad, the ugly that goes along people's journey. And I think what I love is when we get to share people's story, like Rachelle mentioned, these realtors are competitors, some businesses are competitors, but it's all healthy. And when we get to hear their story and we get to truly hear their passion and their heart, what they went through to get to where they're at, man, I think everyone just has a different level of appreciation for who those people are and what they've done.
Well, it's part of too, like healthily spurring one another on. And I think that's, again, the power of community as well. No matter what sector of society you're in, you need community. And a part of what's so healthy of being in that community is being inspired, being challenged by those that are running in the same direction as you, as the same pace. You're running in that flock. You see someone going a little bit ahead there. You're like, come on. Yeah. You're spurred to pick it up. And you have them cheering you on. You have them challenging you to go further. And so I just think that that's just, again, a huge part of that.
And 100%. And some of the best people in regards to knowledge and growing your team and building an organization, and people are just totally invested in. Some people that I connect with on a regular basis are people we had in the month before was Chris Carr with 100% Construction and Denton McGuam. And just two people that now we could go for on and on about when us three get together talking about growing an organization. And I remember a couple takeaways they said. They just said we talked on that podcast. So again, we didn't mention this, by the way. I'm talking about notes from past podcasts. Go to Spotify or go to iTunes or go to our YouTube channel. We have now, you can go to those and type in DFW's Real Estate Best, or I think you can just type in Real Producers Podcast. It'll pop up and you can go to these shows and they're all right there. So we're on multiple different platforms right now. I think Glendon is streaming to like 45 different platforms as we talk about, or as we're going right now. I mean, so we have an awesome reach, but if anyone's like, oh, I want to hear what Chris Carr and Denton McGuam were talking about, go in there, you'll see their name, go click on their podcast and get some of their takeaways. Because I mean, on their show, they talked about properly growing the organization, and they've learned so much. Chris is growing an amazing construction roofing company. Denton he was our first ever cover story, has an amazing team of, I think, roughly 10 people, and they produce $60+ million a year in real estate. And Denton
Lots
just such
to learn from those guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the favorite things they talked about on that show was why you need to slow down to speed up. And I really felt that within. People keep asking me, Jordan, how is it like growing your team? You have 3 publications now. And I keep telling them, like, one of the things for me as the owner and the leader of it, it's different when it was just me. It was like, all right, I want to make a change. So I talk to myself, I train myself, and I go do it. And it was like, I would just make that decision. I would go do it. When you have a team of now 4+ people, it's things. it might sound negative. It's not, but it takes a lot longer to make sure everyone's trained and properly trained. But when you have that team power and everyone does get trained and we have our systems down, you can speed up so much faster. And so for me, it was understanding that, hey, it is going to take a little more time when you have 4 people that need to be trained in on what you want to do. But when you build that correctly and you have that foundation, it feels like you're spending more money and it feels like you're taking way more time. But the accelerant that can create if you do it properly. And I think a lot of people unfortunately rush through that process. So me and Rachelle have talks all the time about, like, I mean, she's been great for me. She's like, hey, Jordan, I know you want to go, but what if we did this? And what if we got this in place? And what if we did that? And how much better we could be if we did that? And so that's been a really cool learning curve for me.
Well, a play on words there with what you were saying, trained, or I think of the word train. You know, a sports car, like, you can just like go fast, but a sports car can't carry much, and can't necessarily do much if you put it that way in terms of how much it can carry. But a train, there's many different, is it called cabooses or trailers that are connected? Carts. And it's slower. Yeah, carts. There we go. It's slower, but it can carry more, and therefore it can do more. But it takes a little bit more, you know. Yeah. And so you know, we're carrying a lot. We're doing a lot, and so we're getting all our carts in order.
And Jenica's the caboose.
I don't know whether I should be offended by that or complimented.
Jenica's the caboose. That's the last cart, right? Is that right, London? Is the caboose the last cart?
It is the last cart. It brings up the rear. It is a vital part to the whole train. And but you guys are all over the place with this analogy, but we want to be entertaining. So well done, y'all.
My apologies. Maybe that was a bad illustration there. But
no, it's not. It actually makes total sense, but you can have so much fun with it.
They're built to go the distance. Trains are built to go the distance. And that's what I'm saying. If people, like, you know, some people, they want to go fast and they're going and they burn themselves out, you know, their business. We're talking about longevity. I think, Jordan, you mentioned that in the beginning. You know, you go too fast, you know, people can burn themselves out. The businesses don't last for the distance, the long haul, so to speak. And we read about those stories, right? But, you know, you build a business, you want to go for the long haul. You want to go the distance. And so think a train, people.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm the sports car in this scenario. Rachelle's one of the carts, and Jenica the caboose. So we all have
the sports car that's carrying the train. We're switching up the top part there. It's a sports car at the beginning.
I'm changing Jenica's name in my phone as soon as we get done with this.
I'm so offended.
That is good. That is good. Man, I love it. I know, Jen, you were taking some notes on some of Lance's last meetings. Who did he meet with last? And there's a couple takeaways I think you brought.
So 2 shows ago, Lance met with Sarah Lyons and Matthew Briley from Semper Fi Home Inspections. And I really liked what both of them had to say. Matthew talked a lot about the importance of setting expectations around the process of buying and selling property. But Sarah was talking about overcoming age barriers because she actually started out straight out of college, like went straight into real estate. And she had the expectation of being inexperienced from other people because of her age. But actually she brought so much, she brought so much passion to the job, being young and starting out straight away. And that definitely hasn't been anything that's held her back. She's in the top 500 and she has been for a few years. So she's incredible. And then last week we had Sophie Tel Diaz, who was actually...
Let's pause just quickly, Jen, talking about that point, which I think is such a strong point that Lance highlighted from that show. I mean, so many agents as well, or not, I shouldn't say so many, but like a handful of agents that I've met with as well. You know, they've even told me that when they first started in real estate, they pretended to be older, you know, because there was just a judgment that if you're younger, and who was it? It's going to come to me. But, oh man, awesome gal that I met with, she said, experience is not measured in age per se. It's how many deals I've done or something like that. And although her age was young, although perhaps how long she had been in real estate was relatively new, how many deals she had done was absolutely incredible. And so I just think of that. And I also think of our magazine when we do those rising star features of, someone who's 2-4 years in. It's exactly right. What Lance was saying there. They truly do bring such a fresh perspective. They might be new in the industry, but hey, they've made it to the top 500 in real estate, and just the perspective they bring. It's so neat hearing from, those realtor on the rise that we feature, someone 10, 20, years in versus someone 2 to 4 years in. Both bring something important that we can all learn from and grow from.
That's true. And I'd like to jump in on that because I think this is what you guys are offering to people and I want to make sure everybody listening is aware of that. When you come into any industry and you are young or you are inexperienced, making the right connections and forming an experienced team can give you by default a lot of that experience. And so that's a value that Real Producers shares, is having those people that can come in and get connected and start to form their network. Right. Of deeply experienced people. And now you can absorb all of that experience. And so I just wanted to jump in and say that's another benefit of Real Producers.
That's such a key point, London. Key point, because, without, for example, a community or hub like Real Producers, someone who's just starting off in the industry might be doing really well, but to make those key connections of those of their caliber, that can be hard, connecting with those people. But if you have a community like Real Producers where you're connecting in our closed Facebook group, you're connecting at our events and through different avenues, it just could speed up that process, those key connections that you want to make by years. And so, that's such a good point.
Age and inexperience. I know, I think of, Dane, Lendon's son, Dane, he, a young dude that's got multiple businesses now. Mark Koretsky moved here about the same time I did from, I think it was like Baltimore or some area over there. That might be wrong. Sorry, Mark, but somewhere over there in the East Coast. And he came over here, he's 29. I think I was talking with him yesterday. He's 29 and just crushing it in the mortgage business. When I came here, I was 28 and I was a young 28. I've never looked old, and I came over here and, you do have those thoughts like, man, 28 is not too young, but young to say, to get inside the world of the most elite business owners and real estate agents. And Jenica talks about the confidence that I have. I may have exuded that, but inside, man, I was feeling it. I was feeling like, am I able, can I do this? Am I the right, am I the right person to do this? I'm 28 years old. Will people respect me for that? It's definitely a battle that I know that young real estate agents or just young entrepreneurs feel a lot but at the end of the day, you have to, I hate to say fake it till you make it, but you have to just put on them. You have to believe in yourself and push forward. And the only way you have to earn your stripes. And you may have, a lack of respect by certain people as you move forward, just based off inexperience, but you'll get it as you push forward, but it can't be something that stops you. And the people that are part of Real Producers are the people that said, I'm not going to be stopped. And they just, they kept pushing through. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Or Jordan, I was talking to Melissa Mulamba yesterday, a top 500 agent for Dallas. Absolutely wonderful woman. Melanie, that's it. Thank you. Melanie Mulamba. Shout out to you. Amazing, incredible story. Different. It wasn't the age factor. It was her background that her real estate agent teacher pointed out in front of the class, said, this is an example of someone who's going to fail. I was blown away, first of all, that someone would do that. But you know what? She used that to push her to succeed, where she was like, oh no, I am going to succeed. And similarly, I think with that whole age thing that we're just talking about right now, where people might look down on you because you're new in the business, or, you have such lofty goals, they view it that way, or because you're young and you're going for it. People might look down for you. They might not respect you. but you can use that as like grit to build grit, determination that, oh no, I am going to succeed. I am going for this. And so you can totally use that kind of like a rubber band to slingshot you forward, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
100%. Great takeaway, Jen. What else you got? What else was Lance making notes on?
Well, last week we had Sofitel Diaz, who was the inaugural cover girl for Tarrant this year,
awesome.
and Brad Frost from Tarrant Roofing, and they have a long history working together. But they were talking about the importance of reputation in business and how it can change the deal. It can deliver something that you wouldn't otherwise get. And Sophie's incredible, but she also was sharing about the engaging compassionately in your community. And she has a really heartfelt story. Her son was homeless, and she started a charity with her family here in Dallas called Backpacks for the Homeless. And I just think she's a remarkable person. And it is really great to hear how agents in our community are giving back and using their own circumstances, rising above those things, and bringing light to dark situations. And it was just really inspiring. Brad had a lot to say as well on what she's doing in the city. So
yes, Sophie's incredible. She's amazing person. I love how she says charcuterie board, charcuterie. You mentioned reputation, and I was just on the phone yesterday. I was Zooming with Nikki Watson with the Design Quad and talking about reputation. When she makes a post, did you guys see that? Like, she posted about her story. I think it was last week. Had like over 1,000 likes on it. Like, she's got quite the reputation. I was talking with her just in differences of, I think you earn your reputation by being authentic to who you are. She was talking about Tamara Gady, who's a partner of ours with Lawyers Title, like one of the best title reps probably in the country, and very diligent and just very systematic, incredible at what she does. That's who she is. She's very true to that. Nikki's like, I don't ever set appointments with people. She's just very much kind of like, she knows her personality, and she's a little bit more free flowing and kind of all over, but she has an amazing reputation. They both do. Tamara and Nikki both do, but they're true and authentic to who they are and their personalities. And I think that's just such an important thing for people when they're not trying to be anyone that they're not. Just, hey, This is who I am. I have faults with that. I have great things with that. And, but having the reputation, I think a lot just falls in line with, people can smell through when you're not being authentic. I mean, it's easy to see through that. And I think that's just so important. Nikki, she's incredible. And she just bought a smart house, by the way. I don't know if you guys saw that. An incredible smart home. Totally digress on that, but go look at her social media. Super
I
cool.
might have seen that. Yeah. I didn't know that it was a complete smart home though.
Yeah.
Does that mean every single feature has smart capability?
Literally everything. Everything from the water.
That's brilliant.
Nikki, I'm coming over tomorrow. I want to see your smart home.
She said they couldn't even operate their home because they don't have the internet set up yet, and they're having challenges with it, and everything is run through apps. And so she's like, we can't use the pool because it's done through our app. So tech problems with that, but I digress on that. But yes, Nikki, awesome home. Congrats on the new move. But
she needs Mark Vogel to go over there and do a tech inspection.
There you go.
One of our awesome RP vetted business partners with North DFW. Yeah.
100%.
That's cool.
100%. Yeah. Awesome. I love that. Well, next week, I think next week's going to be an interesting show. If you guys are down for a wild ride, we're going to have Jameson Olsen with All My Sons Moving, the Ninja Jinja. She's a trip. And awesome. Tune in for that one. She is a trip for sure. So
with the pink moving truck, Jordan, you'll have to ask her about that next week. Why are one of her moving trucks pink?
Yes, we will most definitely talk about that. Do you guys, hey, this has been an awesome show. This has been super fun catching up, introducing Jen, talking about some of our past shows. Do you guys have anything else that you felt like was pertinent to chat about? I mean, I think it was great.
No, I think just another shout out or another reminder that, hey, make sure to RSVP. We got our 2 big events happening next month. One in 2 weeks, we talked about our Dallas Real Producers exclusive event for the top 500 agents in Dallas and our RP vetted businesses, and same with North DFW. A little bit later, make sure to RSVP. And for those of you that have teams, bring your team with you. You are a top 500 agent, so you can bring your team. We have quite a mix, I'd say, Jordan and Jenica, out of the hundreds of agents I've met with in the top that are solo agents and rocking it, and those who have teams. So it's really neat. And I've heard from those that have teams that it's a great night to bond with their teams as well. I think it can be a great team building night as well. And man, we want to meet you guys all in person. Been meeting COVID style a lot with you through Zoom here, but how great will it be? And if we haven't met you yet, please come on up and say hi, at the events. But we're super looking forward to it. And Jenica is doing a lot of sourcing and ordering for some special items and things you'll see at the event. So it's going to be good.
Absolutely. Well, Lendon, anything that you want to say before we wrap it up, brother? I know you're hiding in the background there.
I'm always here, always listening, always watching. No, I mean, another good show. I just, every time we always talk like this, we realize not only what we're doing, but the opportunities that we have to do more. And, I love surrounding myself with people that are looking for those opportunities because it stimulates my mind. I get into creative. I mean, Jenica, Rachelle, you guys don't know how many texts come across every day. Hey, what about this? And what about that? I mean, they're always thinking about how to be better. And I get to take those things. I steal y'all's ideas all the time. I don't know if you know it or not, but I do.
Hey, that's the highest form of flattery, right? Like compliment that when
Absolutely.
So I think, again, as well, community, I think that as well strengthen us all together. I think of, speaking of events, Brian Davis, top 500 North DFW agent at the last North DFW event. He told me, every single person I talked to, I came away with an idea or a tip. And he loved that, again, about our community. It's such a giving community. So, hey, Lendon, if you can use some ideas or whatever somewhere else, go for it. And I think that's, again, another strength of being a part of this community. We're helping one another. And,
sure. 100%.
That's what it's for. So
yeah.
Yes. And we've got lots of takeaways from you, Lendon. That's the beauty of it all. And so
definitely.
Yeah, well, great show, guys. Thank you, Rachelle, for being on. Thank you, Jen, for being on first time. I have a feeling there'll be more. Like we talked about, we're on Spotify, iTunes, a ton of different platforms. And so if you guys want to watch past shows, all you got to do is search DFW's Real Estate Best or Real Producers Podcast, and that will come up. Lendon, as always, man, thank you for the beautiful platform to make sure that we get our name, our brand, our people out. And if anyone is looking for a great platform to use to share their message and bring on and start a podcast, Lendon's the way to go. I would highly recommend them. And so thank you, Lendon, for all you do, man. We appreciate you. Appreciate you, Jen. Appreciate you, Rachelle. Next week, Jamison Olsen, All My Sons Moving, 11 o'clock. We will see you guys there.